So a couple of days ago, Donald Trump surprised everybody, particularly surprised Paul Ryan and Mitch McConnell in the Oval Office in a meeting with the bipartisan leadership of both houses by making a deal with Chuck Schumer and Nancy Pelosi, right? The 3-month extension, keep the government running, raise the debt ceiling, and funding to take care of Hurricane Harvey. Good deal?
Well, Nancy Pelosi explained to the caucus the scenario at the White House, which was just great. So Secretary of the Treasury Mnuchin says, oh, no, the markets really require that they have the stability of some sort of a long-term, 18 months,
that's right. They started 18.
18 months, which just magically, by the way, is 2 days after the 2018 election. Okay, so, but they have to have the stability. Yeah. So Nancy Pelosi says to him, I understand that you know about Wall Street, you know about the markets. And then she said, she looks at the president, she says, but here, the coin of the realm votes. If you have 218 votes for that, then you've got it. If you don't, and she holds up 3 fingers, it's 3 months. And they kept making arguments, and she said, have the votes, do it. Otherwise, holding up her 3 fingers, it's 3 months. And that's a pretty compelling argument because they did not have the votes on their own, the Republicans, to go for another 18 months. And why would we?
In a situation like that, there's nobody better than Nancy Pelosi.
I mean, she is tough.
Yeah.
She's not intimidated as the only woman at the table there to take them all on. And, of course, it's absolutely true.
And the president said, all right, you got a deal, right?
He finally said, it's going to be 3 months. And, yeah, that was that.
Thank you very much, Nancy. Chuck, appreciate it very much.
And then the only people that he thanked after the meeting, right? Chuck and Nancy. Yesterday morning, he calls Nancy and says, did you see the news, the cable TV? They all love this deal.
Yeah. And in that conversation, too, she made it clear to send a message to the dreamers. Because really, that's the one huge loose end that hasn't been fixed. And it's just terrible. I mean, I have a district that people are terrified. Well, so he sent out, and he says, well, what do you want me to do? She says, you need to do what you do.
Yeah.
The way you do it.
Right. Here she is. This is Leader Pelosi talking about her telephone call yesterday with the president where she said, you got to send out a tweet. I mean,
when he called this morning, I said, thanks for calling. This is what we need. People really need a reassurance from you, Mr. President, that the 6-month period is not a period of roundup.
And he did it.
Right. With the way she put it, she didn't say send out a tweet. She said, do what you do.
Oh, do what you do.
And communicate that they are not going to be in danger of deportation. Everyone is afraid right now on the
right. So that you get right to the next question. A lot of people are asking is, could this deal on the 3 items together that passed the Senate yesterday, by the way, within 24 hours of that Oval Office meeting? So they can get things done fast when they want to.
In one vote, by the way, they combined both the debt ceiling, the CR, and help for hurricane victims
in one vote. Could this deal lead to other deals like DACA, for example?
And we're absolutely not giving up on that this month. We're not waiting till the end of the 3 months or the 6 months to fight for that. And so we are looking for must-pass bills that we can attach it to. We're looking at discharge petitions, going after some of the Republicans who have expressed support. That would include the Speaker, by the way, to help us move that now.
Right. So you would see either a standalone bill or attaching it to another bill, which would legalize officially make it a legal program?
We'd like to pass the DREAM Act.
The DREAM Act, yeah.
We'd like to pass the DREAM Act, which the House of Representatives, when we were in charge, actually did pass it It was a 2010 or 11,
Right.
and the Senate wasn't able to do
And
that.
s-
Required
s-
60 votes.
Right, and sadly, some Democrats didn't in the Senate did not vote for it at the time. But right,
Wow.
but it's been around for 16 years, thanks
Exactly.
to your colleague Senator Dick Durbin.
Who came to our caucus yesterday and talked about the urgency of moving it. Yes.
Tell us about the people in your district. I mean, this uncertainty now suddenly, right, that envelops them all.
You know, we have to answer the question, how is the United States of America better if we take away we have students now that are studying to be doctors and lawyers and employers. They are employers
Mhm.
right now. Monica in my district is a nurse caring for people. How are we better if those people are deported from the United States of America? People who have never have no recollection of the country that they were born in, brought at no decision of their own with
Right.
their parents. I mean, it's astonishing, really, that we would take some of the best and say those people have to go 800,000 strong in our country right now, contributing to making us better. There are economic consequences that are devastating if we were to deport those people. This is not going to happen, but what it does is create this enormous fear, this feeling of constant fear. I mean,
Sure,
terror in families, ripping families apart. It's inexplicable. I'm a first-generation American, and you know the president's policies that say they want educated people, people with money, people who speak English. My family wouldn't have made the cut.
Right. Yeah.
Absolutely not. Coming and escaping, in their case, pogroms in Russia. But, obviously people fleeing the Holocaust, many of them wouldn't make the cut to come to this. We are immigrants. This is who we are as Americans.
No, that's the other side of the Trump thing. On the one hand, he's out after people who came here illegally. He's also out after people who came here legally and wants to change the rules, as you point out, the so-called merit-based immigration.
Exactly.
That if you don't already have money, don't already have a degree, don't already speak English, you go to the end of the line, right? I mean, how many of our ancestors would have been able to make it?
Few. I mean, and that's the message on the Statue of
Right.
Liberty to welcome people.